Hey there, my name's Carmine Gugliotti. I'm with Redberry LLC. We're a construction company that does handyman work in the Cape Cod area. I'm going to talk today about some window leaking issues that you may have run into or you could run into, something to think about for the future. And I'm going to turn the camera on to the window so you can see what we're talking about. So here's a window. It's a garage window and it has a double hung window placed inside with casings all the way around. And then you'll see on top of the casing, there's a storm window. Storm windows were thought of as being a great way to give you a screen option and also maybe a little extra insulation. When they're installed, they do have some flange that goes all the way around the whole perimeter of the window, and then behind the flange before installation they might put a little bit of sealing material, maybe caulk or polyurethane or something that would stop water from hitting the casing and going behind the window to prevent water from getting inside the window itself. But this window is leaking. The seal all the way around looks good. But what I've discovered, I've opened everything up, both the storm window and the regular double hung sash. I lifted it for you so I can show you what the problem is. In the corners, on each side of the window, there's a wooden sill, and the sill is softening in this corner here, and it's fine all the way across, and then it's softening again in the corner here. The reason it's softening is because water is getting in there day after day, and it shouldn't be. The reason the water is getting in there is because the water hits the window here, which is sealed, and gets down through the side and the window itself into the track that the window seals to. And I'll show you a picture of the track. So there's an outer track, an inner track for the two sashes that are made out of glass, and then the last sash is a screen sash, and it goes into this track. So the problem is the farthest most track receives all the water, and it gets caught in these little tracks that are here. The first one is sealed by the window sash of the storm window, and if it's not cleaned out and kept clean, then the water will come in. The reason water comes in is because if you follow where the water should go, it would go all the way down the track here into the corner on both sides of the corner, and then there's a weep hole that's punched into the bottom of the window track. I'll stick a screwdriver in there because I have cleaned it out so you can see the track has a hole for the water to weep through. The water comes out to the outside world, drips down onto the nosing and onto the ground, and is harmless for the window inside. All the wood stays dry. But if these get clogged, the water will not get through, and it'll fill in. This track here will get filled in, and then it'll find its way underneath and around the seal of the glass. There's a little felt here to try to seal it. You can see that well. And then it gets into the second track. And once it gets into the second track, it's going to make its way through the mitered corners down into the wood area. And even if the water is drip, 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 it's not going to make its way through in a big way and find the secondary hole, weep hole, which is down below here at the bottom of the track. You should check these anyway to make sure they're not filled with paint or filled with silicone from the inside. Some people think it's the right idea to silicone this, but it's not. It should be clear all the way around. There shouldn't be anything that's stopping water from going from the inside to the outside by weeping through these holes, or even under this section of this window. So if you see that I'm cleaning some of the track out, There's the stuff that's been in there, and the reason is no one's ever cleaned this track out. So you don't have to really go and check all the windows month by month. I was able to see the leaks coming through on the other side of the garage because there's no sheetrock. But if there was sheetrock there, you could be sure that the water will get through this mitered corner and then into the sill area and then find its way through the wood itself after many years of this sweeping of water and then get into the home, which you do not want. So when you have it all cleaned out, and I would use a vacuum to make sure it's all cleared, I would get a screwdriver, push through, make sure that's all cleared, and I would give it a little twist, not a lot because it's made out of cast metal and the cast metal will break. The reason the slots are so small is because, number one, the water is very viscous, so it will go through these holes and get out of the track in plenty of time if they're cleared, but also to stop bees from getting inside and maybe creating nests inside the window somewhere. So you just do the same thing on the other side. You'll see a screwdriver or something like that will go through. You can see that. And I clear that out, make the hole a little bit bigger if I can. And then once you're done, you can close the window and the water should leak out through those weep holes instead of coming into the home. So I hope you learned a little something about storm windows. They are great, but they could cause problems if they're not maintained. So I hope you learned something, and check out our website. It's werenovate2.com. Look forward to your next video from me. Thanks so much.